We figured out how it happened, but now we must figure out who it happened. Hello, welcome back to P-Storm. I am Pluvius Lilon, and today we're gonna try to finish up Chapter 3 of Danganronpa Ved Thread. And we established a possible murder, we've established a possible method of how Tenko was killed. Apparently the killer placed the sickle on top of the cage and then stomped on the loose floorboard to create a seesaw effect. But let's see if that's the truth. Also, they suspect that they suspect that Himiko did it. But I don't think so, because she couldn't stomp her way out of a wet paper bag with how tiny her body is.
Looks like we've reached the intermission segment, which means it's time for our Guess the Victim quiz. A victim quiz, not a culprit quiz?
The only victims are the people who are still watching this drawn-out, boring crap.
Why are you being such a downer all of a sudden?
It is okay. I am sure everyone is happy. Sorry.
How'd you know? They could be skipping this entire conversation for all you know. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I'm the real victim here. Me! Why are you getting upset? If anything, I'm the real victim. I gotta put up with this nonsense all the time. That's the right answer, Monodum. Why? He hasn't said anything. Exactly, because there are no victims. Yep, even if you're killed during this killing game, you're a winner. Because then everyone mourns you and you get tons of posthumous popularity. Oh, Daddy, you don't need to reveal these kind of behind-the-scenes details.
Dying makes you more popular? Then we gotta die soon, too. I mean, one of you will. One of you will at the end of the trial. My money's on Monotaro. Yeah, Monodum is basically the Monica of the Mono Cubs. Ooh, this is my impression of a spooky, scary ghost. Also, happy Spooky Month, everybody. I don't know how far into Spooky Month I'm uploading this, but it's like I know Danganronpa is not really considered a horror series, but it's got an oppressive enough atmosphere for it.
Yeah, I'm fine with real ghosts, but impressions of them are too scary.
Logic does not compute.
Huh? Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
You know what else is scary? Sweet buns. Yep, tasty, tasty sweet buns. So round, so sweet, so delicious.
That doesn't sound scary at all.
I'm scared too. Scared of losing my friends.
Huh? Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, Monotaro's definitely gonna die. Answer us, Himiko. You chose the middle room to lure us into your trap, did you not? Then you used that trap to kill Tenko, yes?
Well, Donkey Lips, did you kill that twat?
Wait, must be some mistake. No way Himiko is culprit. Then she needs to defend herself. Otherwise, this debate is deadlocked. It's dangerous to go alone, Himiko. Take this shield. I don't care if you gotta use magic. I don't care if you gotta use magic to do it, but say something already. Are you even listening?
No, I'm not listening. What? I don't care anymore. I'm too tired. Angie died. Tenko died. Why did I have to survive? And now you're all saying I killed them? I just don't care anymore. Himiko. Do whatever. If you want to vote for me, then just go ahead. Ugh. The game gets really blah if the suspect isn't into it. That's not the problem.
Damn it. Don't tell me you've given up. Himiko, don't give up.
Don't you understand? My life is riding on the outcome of this trial. Just shut up. I told you I'm too tired. It's all just a big pain. I can't put up with it anymore.
What are you talking about? If you give up here... You needn't worry. Himiko is the one who chose that room. Therefore, she is unmistakably the culprit. Impossible! Himiko would never kill Tenko. Himiko not that kind of person. Gota can tell by Himiko's face. Himiko's a little slow, so I don't think she's capable of handling a complicated crime.
I also think Himiko's not the culprit, somehow.
Yeah, I'm starting to think Kyo might have done it. Either way, we gotta look for more possibilities. That does seem like a rather pointless quest. No, it is not. We gotta be strong, gotta keep thinking. Then we might find new truth. So don't give up, Himiko.
Himiko, I know how you feel. I felt the same way after Kaede died. But we can't give up. We survived. We can't give up. For the sake of everyone who died.
Bloody Kokichi.
Oh, okay. I can use the I can use the WASD keys to change my truth bill. I don't need the scroll wheel. Actually, yeah, I feel like Bloody Kokichi is the truth bill that I need to use, because... Yeah, because that. It's just like Gonta said. Each room was the same. They were all trapped. What? Is that true? Kokichi will tell you. Asshole. I was way too careless. Wait, what were you talking about? I guess there was no crosspiece supporting this floorboard, so I just kind of stepped through. What bad luck. While you were in the room next to the crime scene, you found a loose floorboard, right? Well, I didn't find it so much as I stepped through it and tripped. What? Hold on. There was also a loose floorboard in the next room? So the culprit prepared a trap in all 3 rooms, not just the middle one. If the culprit set traps in all the rooms, then they wouldn't need to select a room themselves. So the real trap was for someone else to pick a room and take the blame. I see. We were caught in the culprit's trap all along. Especially you. But there's no reason to suspect Himiko, right? Himiko, do you remember what Tenko told you? Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else. Please. Live life facing forward. She said that to you, right? If you give up on living, you'd be betraying her memory. We're all trying to keep our promises to the dead. This trial, it's not just for our lives, it's for everyone who's died as well. That's why we can't give up. This is our responsibility. We live on. You're right. Yeah, that's right.
If I gave up here, I wouldn't be able to face Angie or Tenko.
That's right. So let's do our best.
Yeah, alright. I'm not gonna say it's a pain anymore. I won't give up. They'll fight alongside everyone and survive.
Do not say everyone. After all, the Blackened is still among us. Jeez, there you go, killing the mood like usual. But damn, well said, Shuichi. That's what I'd expect from my soul bro. Do you like my soul patch?
Your soul bro? Well, anyway, do you think the Blackened this time has some sort of superpower?
What are you talking about?
Well, as a self-proclaimed expert of stepping through floorboards, isn't it weird that no one stepped through that floorboard before the culprit used it?
That is a good point.
It must have been barrier magic. Well, that's one possibility, but I think it might have been something else. Why did no one step on the floorboard until it was used for the murder? That's it. That must be the reason. Tenko's last moments, iron cage, marker stone, maybe? I mean, the floorboard wasn't loose before the seance, so maybe... That doesn't seem like it's related. Shuichi, when you were preparing the seance, was there a spot you didn't step? That could have been where the floorboard trap was hidden. The stone, maybe. Nope. That wasn't it either. Shish. Okay, this is my last shot. I'm gonna look at this real quick. Okay, the magic circle, I guess. Okay, where is it? Here we go. Koreda. It's because of the magic circle at the scene of the crime. Also, it's dark in here, so be sure to watch your step. If the magic circle is broken, not only will the seance fail, but it may also unleash a curse. Before we began the seance, we were warned not to step on the circle. The floorboard in question was within the circle. That's why no one stepped on it. So the magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trick. Was that was part of the culprit's plans too? That's right. If that's the case, then the culprit, there's no doubt in my mind, they're the one who killed Tenko. Only one person had the opportunity and the motive. Oh, I'm coming for you. Yeah, make that surprise Pikachu face all you want. Kyo, was it you? Whatever are you talking about? I'm talking about Tenko's murder. Huh? Kyo? Why do you suspect me? Because you were the one who drew the magic circle. The circle kept us from discovering the seesaw trick. But that's not all it was for. In order to make the murder succeed, variables like Tenko's position and the placement of the cage needed to be defined. And those variables were defined by using the magic circle. In short, the circle itself was the most important tool in this murder.
Knowing that, the person who drew the magic circle has to be the culprit. Well, Kyo?
Answer already. Did you do it?
What is so funny? I was just thinking. So this is how each Blacken must have felt. What an intriguing experience this is.
What? An intriguing experience?
But if I am the culprit as you claim, then I stomped on the floorboard, yes? So, do tell. How could I have stomped on the floorboard during that darkened seance? I see. That is problem. Unless that is made clear, you cannot be certain I am the culprit. How can you be so calm when you're backed into a corner like this? I will explain that in due time. Please answer my question first. The culprit stepped on that exact floorboard, even in the darkness. But how? How did they move around in total darkness? In a room that dark, it's hard to imagine the culprit found the right board. Although, even after I put out the candle, I could move along the wall with my hand. Wait a minute, maybe... Did you figure it out? That's it. The culprit didn't even have to see at all. They used... Sixth Sense? Nah, I can't fuck around with this. Touched! The culprit used touch. They didn't see, they felt. That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle. Wasn't Seesaw in middle of room? Gonta doesn't think it was near wall.
So they probably used something besides the wall to move them, right?
Were there any other markers within reach? Of course the answer to that is, there was nothing of the sort.
No, I'm sure there was something. A landmark they could have used to determine where the floorboard was.
It must have been at the scene. I know it. Okay, give me an S. I feel like it's the stone marker. I'm not seeing an S, though. So maybe it wasn't the stone marker. Let's try a G. Nope. That is not correct. Well, game over. Damn, I made too many mistakes.
Do they think I did it? Done debating already? Well, this next part's mandatory, so let's get it over with. It's voting time.
Is it really over? I can't let it end like this. I don't know why they'd think Shuichi did it. Just for being stupid? Okay, correct. Let's try I. Oh. Magic circle. What? I thought that was a C. Okay, give me an R. That's it. The magic circle. They used the magic circle. Remember? The magic circle was drawn with salt. The culprit used the salt's texture to feel their way through the dark. I see. So Kyo traced the magic circle with his hands to get to the loose floorboard.
Oh, I see.
You drew the magic circle with salt to use it as a guide. An interesting thought. It is unfortunate that it's so wrong. What? Recall the document. What did the magic circle look like? Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room. So what? When the room was darkened, each of us was in a corner of the room, yes? The magic circle didn't reach us, so I could not have followed it, yes?
But you're talking about the magic circle in the document. That doesn't mean the circle you drew was the same.
No, I most definitely drew it exactly the same. I have it perfectly memorized.
So which is it? Is there any way to check?
Not anymore. The magic circle's a complete mess for being trampled on.
I see. Another piece of the puzzle.
Drawing the circle with salt all but guaranteed it would be temporary. The investigation itself would have gotten rid of the evidence. Clever. Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
What a pain. We don't have any way to check it. We don't have any way to check it now.
Excuse me, everyone. May I have your attention, please?
Well, I guess there's no point in discussing the magic circle anymore.
Will the real culprit please stand up? I said cut that out. It's too bright. I apologize. I just wanted everyone to listen to me.
About what?
I had Mew add another function to my body in addition to the flashlight.
What the? No way. Did you really? Stop. You can't. I didn't install it for that
Please let me use it. With it, I might be able to serve everyone. Save everyone, even.
Alright, so what is this function?
It is an image recording function. Huh? Image recording? Specifically, this function allows me to dispense a printout of my own memory, just as long as no hands or faces are present. I'll give it a try. Ready. He looks like Demi-Fiend right now. From your mouth?
I've also used magic like that before.
This printout is my memory of being kicked out of the seance. Please confirm that the floor of the empty room is clearly visible. Go on. Take the picture and see for yourself.
Okay, got it. I reluctantly took the picture from Kibo's mouth. So this is the magic circle used for the seance?
Well, Shuichi, do you notice anything?
Notice anything?
If I could look at the if I could look at my truth bullets, this would be a cinch. Just any old wear.
I think something's off about this area here. As far as I can tell, it looks the same as the drawing in the document. Since we're trying to find out how the culprit moved from the corner, maybe check there? The lines leading from the circle to the corners. This helped a lot, Kibo. Without you, I would have never seen through Kyo's lie.
My lie?
You just said that you drew the magic circle exactly as it appears in the document. But that's a lie, isn't it? The magic circle at the scene had lines that stretched to the room's corners, which means that you wouldn't be able to find the floorboard from anywhere in the room. Or you would be able to find the floorboard from anywhere in the room. So it was different than the document after all.
All because Himiko noticed. And because of Kibo, too.
Hey, where's my thanks? I'm the one who installed that function into Kibo.
Hey, yeah. What was it you were saying about its... What was it you were saying about its purpose?
Oh, to be honest, the purpose of that image... The purpose of that image recording function is to monitor my health. Specifically, I made Kibo use that function every day to analyze my turds. Your what? Why? Shit is a great indicator of intestinal health and gut bacteria quality. Plus, taking a satisfying shit does wonders for a woman's natural beauty, so... See? You're all grossed out. This is why I didn't want to tell you about my plan. Quit talking about your poop. No one cares. Kyo, you killed Tenko, didn't you? Just hurry up. Just give up and admit it already. So, Kyo, if you have any objections, you can...
Oh. Another rebuttal showdown. Well, you've given me the option. I will most certainly object. To be honest, it's unimportant, but it may be an amusing diversion.
Unimportant?
Now I shall bear witness to your abilities, Shuichi. Do entertain me. If you're going to claim I am the culprit, then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage. The only people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage, so suspicion should fall on them. True, we could have placed the sickle there, but we could not have removed it later, because we weren't the ones who lifted the cage. That was Himiko. I'm sure that Kyo was the culprit. He had a way of getting that murder weapon. I can prove it. I never touched the cage. Both placing and retrieving the sickle were impossible. Such hollow evidence will do nothing to change that fact.
The only person who could have set up the sickle and retrieved it afterward is Kyo. That was done by covering the cage with the white cloth. You could have secretly placed the sickle when you draped the cloth. And retrieved it afterward when you removed the cloth. Then, while everyone was distracted, you discreetly dropped the sickle under the floor.
Wonderful. That's exactly correct.
What?
It's correct? Then why don't you give up already? The trick I put so much work into was just a wasted effort now. Alas.
So, it was you. You killed Tenko.
Let me guess, you'll never forgive me. Himiko, you must hate me so very much. Maybe you'd feel better if I was executed by Monokuma. But unfortunately for you, that won't happen. Because if you vote for me, every spotless, including myself, will die.
What you talking about, Kyo?
You still don't understand? I killed Tenko, that is the truth. But it is meaningless in this class trial.
Meaningless? You mean Monokuma's extra rule, right? That's right. What happens to your votes if there are two blackened candidates? Well, I have an answer for that. It's first come, first served.
You see, I killed Tenko, but not Angie. For us, Tenko's death is nothing but a trivial issue. Because the blackened in this trial is the culprit who killed Angie.
A trivial issue? No, that's gotta be a lie. You probably killed Angie, too.
That is simply not possible. Recall that I was unable to enter Angie's lab. Oh, only student council members and Kokiji could enter secret lab. How could I have possibly killed Angie when I couldn't even enter her lab?
We can figure that out. No one else could have done it besides you. You're the one who killed Tenko. You gotta be the one who killed Angie.
I understand how you feel, Hibiko, but maybe we can discuss this rationally and calmly. There's a non-zero possibility that Kyo is telling the truth.
So you understand how she feels. I see. Wait, robots can understand human feelings?
Of course I understand. I work really hard to understand. Hey, why are you getting worked up for, Kibo? Chill, dude.
That's enough. It's voting time. I'm gonna vote for him.
Voting for me will only help the one who murdered Angie. Isn't Kyo culprit? Of course I'm not. This case was an error on my part. Monokuma added that rule after both bodies were found, yes? How was I to know that the trial would only be for Angie's killer? Had I known, I certainly wouldn't have killed Tenko.
You're lying. You killed Tenko and Angie.
Now hold on. Jumping to conclusions here is dangerous.
We should talk it out more. This case might have juicy plot twists waiting to happen. Nuts to that. Any way you look at this case, Kyo is obviously the culprit. Yeah, there's sort of no other way to look at it.
No, it's too dangerous to vote before we arrive at a logical decision.
Wowee, this argument's getting intense. At times like this.
The Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial grounds.
Yippee! I've been waiting for this.
Why were you waiting for it?
Kyo confessed to killing Tenko, but insists he didn't kill Angie. We won't forgive Kyo for what he did, but we can't vote until we know the facts. We have to pin down the evidence and convince everyone.
It's debate scrum time, fellas.
But he couldn't get into Angie's research lab. He forced his way into Angie's research lab and killed her. What?
We don't know for certain that Kyo killed Angie.
What? Kyo killed Tenko and Angie. When we aren't consistent, our position looks weak. We have to work together. If we vote now, we'll never know the truth. We have to defend that point.
but he couldn't get into Angie's research lab. Anyone could have entered my lab. Perhaps there's a second Blacken we need to find. Not possible. That rule was added after both murders. Not yet. There's still another mystery to solve. Ugh. It would be a mistake to vote before we completely solved Angie's murder. And there's still the mystery of Tenko's murder. Mystery? What kind of mystery? Well, Kyo's confession derailed our conversation a bit. But we still have to go over one of the clues found at Tenko's crime scene. I believe it might have something to do with Angie's murder. Yes, the outlying piece of evidence at Tenko's murder scene. Let's see. Gold Leaf Katana, Cage Child, Kibo's flashlight function, the Iron Cage, the Marker Stone. The bloodstain found under the floor. Maki and I found it during the investigation. It was underneath the floorboard that the culprit stomped on. Is that Tenko's blood? That bloodstain was too far from Tenko's corpse to have been hers. Also, the bloodstain was already dry when we found it, but the blood from Tenko's body hadn't even begun to dry yet. Well, that's weird. Why was that bloodstain the only dry one? The bloodstain under the floorboard was dry because... yeah, it happened before the seance. The bloodstain wasn't from Tenko's murder. It was there before we started the seance. Before the seance? That should make it clear whose blood it was. The bloodstain from before the seance, it has to be them. That bloodstain wasn't Tenko's, it was Angie's.
Yeah? Why was blood from Angie at the scene of Tenko's murder?
Yeah, wasn't Angie killed in her research lab? Just because we found her body there doesn't mean she was killed there. I guess that's possible. If Angie wasn't killed in her lab, then that opens up a lot more possibilities. We assumed that only student council members could have killed Angie since her body was in her lab. But if she died somewhere else, then we can't suspect just the council members anymore. So the culprit didn't enter her lab, but waited for her to come out of it? I'm not sure if the culprit waited for her, but they probably killed her when she came out. Well, I thought that was more likely from the start. So I went to places Angie might have gone and checked all 3 empty rooms.
Places she might have gone? When did you check the empty rooms then?
The empty rooms were the only places I could think of that Angie would go. Did Angie have business in rooms? It seems Kokichi's up to his usual misleading nonsense again.
I do lie a lot, and I could be lying right now too. But I'm pretty sure someone's panicking right now because of my lie.
Angie left her lab on her own and headed to the room where she was killed. Is Kokichi's statement true, or... What did Kokishi see? Something Angie did. There has to be a clue there. Maybe it has to do with the effigies? The 4 wax effigies were created before the were created for the resurrection ritual. They're exact replicas of the late Rantaro, Kaede, Ryoma, and Kirumi. They were hung upside down from the ceiling beams in the Ultimate Artist lab. Okay. The Necronomicon Resurrection Ritual. Prepare an effigy of a dead soul you wish to contact. Everyone may participate. The size and shape of the effigy is irrelevant. Make it out of whatever materials you wish. It's not obvious who the effigy is supposed to be. Label it with the name of the deceased. After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Sprinkle the ashes onto the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times, then close your eyes and wait. Well, I get the feeling the Necronomicon is what I'm supposed to... She needed a candle so she could burn the Necronomicon. That's it. Angie went to that room to get a candle. Yeah, for kinky wax play. No. Angie was going to use it for the ritual. According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead... After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Beware of carbon monoxide poisoning. Then did she seek out a candle so she could burn the book? Or perhaps so she could read it better? That's right. There's nothing to start a fire with in Angie's lab. So she went to get a candle from one of the empty rooms. And that's when the culprit attacked her. That's why there was dried blood on her floor. Which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. Bravo, Himiko. Well done for choosing that room for the seance. Yeah. If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in a different room. If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's bloodstain under the floorboards. That's right. Shuichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died. Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. That must be Atwa's will, or maybe the power of magic. It's neither. I just picked one. Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that as fact already. You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room and then moved to the lab. Then how do you explain the large amount of blood in the lab? It may be possible to carry a body, but blood cannot be moved. I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room. She was killed after she was carried to her lab. That means the culprit attacked her twice. I have evidence of that. What? Right, she had 2 injuries. Or two wounds, rather. The fatal wound was a cut to the back of her neck from the katana. But she also showed signs of blunt force trauma, and I think I know why. After Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab. I see. So that puddle of blood is from the killing blow. Ha! It's all clear now. Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab, and it was there that the culprit finished her off. All clear? This is all clear? What are you all talking about? All clear? What is all clear? What are you all clear? What are you all, you what?
What are...
What? Okay, he's talking in a different voice now, and I'm pretty sure I compared him to Orochimaru a couple episodes now, so I'm gonna break out my Orochimaru voice.
Sweet Karekio, calm yourself. Their words are all hollow. There's no meaning to any of them.
What?
You must teach these ignorant children a lesson.
Yes, you're right. I'll teach them.
What the hell are you mumbling about? You give me the goddamn willies, and not the good ones.
Not yet. Nothing is clear at all. It's full of doubts, of mysteries, of a dense, impenetrable fog. Nothing is clear at all.
Yeah, the Orochimaru voice is an inside joke. As I'm sure you can tell. Okay, my blade's not cutting. Ah! His change in demeanor means I must be onto something. Okay, I heard that going full screen and then getting out fixes it. Fixes the shitty controls. There we go. It's no delusion. Angie's 2 external wounds tell the story. After she was struck in the empty room, she was carried to the art research lab and then killed. Whew. The culprit carried Angie in such a way that wouldn't leave any blood behind. I'm sure there's a clue at the scene that provides it. In need to confront Kyo with that evidence. I can't be thrown off by his plans. Oh, the duct tape.
So you did see blood in the hallway? Then why wasn't it smeared all over? Because it's not there, is it? You're just bending the facts to make me suspicious. What kind of detective are you?
Okay, it was the other weak spot then. There was evidence left at the scene. The bloody tape under Angie's body.
What?
It was wrapped around her head to stop the bleeding when she was being carried.
Bloody tape? Kota didn't notice it at all.
It was under the body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of. But since it was hidden, the culprit didn't notice and failed to dispose of it. It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt, and ended up under her body.
It must have been Atwa who did that for us.
What? Atwa? How long are you going to keep that up?
Now we know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder.
I'm convinced. There's only one person who could have killed Angie.
Yeah, I mean, why is it even making me pick again? The answer's obvious. It's you, Kyo. You killed Angie. What the fuck? So it's true! Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious answer.
You killed both of them. Why? Why did you kill them?
In terms of pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win. Why? Why you kill them both?
I think one of the murders was an accident.
An accident?
That's right. It wasn't part of the plan.
Huh? Which one?
The murder that was an accident. Well, could have only been one of them. Angie's murder was an accident.
What? Tenko wasn't accident?
That's right. Kyo originally planned to kill someone with the seesaw trick. But while he was making preparations in the empty room, Angie walked in. So he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking. She just happened to walk in on the culprit setting up and was killed.
Then he should have just stopped there. Once he killed Angie, there was no reason for him to kill Tenko.
He only needed to kill one for this game. Killing two is pointless. If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
Why, Kyo? Why you killed two of our friends? What on earth are you talking about? No, I'm not the culprit. So, why is everyone looking at me like I am? Why? Why are they? Why is it?
Calm yourself, Korekio.
Yes.
You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter. You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver. Look at their horrid faces. This sorry lot is not worth agonizing over.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. There he goes again. What the hell's wrong with him?
It almost seems like he's talking with someone.
Someone? He's just talking to himself. Why the hell's he wearing lipstick?
No matter how loudly you protest, this is a trivial matter. I will never acknowledge your allegations. Not a single one of them. For you see, there's no evidence that I killed Angie. No, I will not acknowledge it. I will only acknowledge facts, true events. I won't acknowledge fiction, mystery. I won't acknowledge your deductions or guesses.
Well said. Good job, Korekio.
Yes, thanks.
Ugh, creeps me the fuck out. No evidence? There's no evidence that he killed Angie? You're wrong. There is evidence.
What? You do realize bluffs like that don't work, yes?
The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious in the empty room. That weapon tells us the whole story, Kyo.
That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood. Apologize. Come on, apologize.
Apologize, apologize, apologize.
Come on, apologize.
Seriously, what the hell's happening? I have no idea what's happening with Kyo. But I know what weapon he used on Angie. I have to prove it to him. Alright, let's break out the controller. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Removed floorboard. Kyo hit Angie with the same floorboard using the seesaw trick. I see. And how do you know the floorboard was the murder weapon? There was a small patch of dried blood on the underside of the floorboard.
Angie's blood?
Blood that splattered when the culprit struck Angie with the board. But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with that floorboard. There's also the bloodstain under the floor to consider. For that to be there, the floorboard must not have been in place at the time of the attack.
Good point. Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it.
Kyo's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was used.
How? If the weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the seesaw trick,
it means the culprit knew about the seesaw, so the same person killed Tenko and Angie. I believe that while Kyo was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the board when Angie walked in. Then he cold-cocked her with the floorboard.
all you can do now is accept it. You already confessed to Tenko's murder.
So it's true. This is the truth.
Looks like we're almost at the end. Alright, Shuichi, I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house.
Shuichi, please, put an end to this. For Angie and Tenko's case, and this class trial.
I understand. I'll go for everything one more time. Or go over everything one more time. Kyo, I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess in the next episode.